on FYI. Following our investigation into the rising number of kids who vape, the government reacts.
And we hit the dance floor with one of the UK's youngest DJs.
Hi, I'm Betty, also known as DJ Sunshine, and I love music.
Welcome to FYI, where we get our heads around the latest news and where you get to report on your own stories.
So later, an FYI News Club member chats to the stars of the new Super Mario Bros. Movie, and we ask an expert about the Muslim festival of Ramadan.
But first, the FYI team has been looking into why so many people our age and younger have started taking up these. They're called vapes or e-cigarettes.
And we wanted to do this because, let's be honest, we all probably know someone who uses them.
But is it a big deal? Well, they shouldn't be sold to anyone under the age of 18 because they can contain highly addictive nicotine. They were created to help adults stop smoking tobacco cigarettes.
But health experts have warned that it can be very damaging to your health. We found a lot of vape packaging that looks like sweets, with flavours that can be very appealing to young people. The latest figures show that 1 in 10 11 to 15-year-olds are using vapes.
In our last episode of FYI, we investigated why kids are vaping and what damage it can do. It hit some of the news headlines. Here's what some young vapers told us.
The main reason why I vape, it's not the feeling, it's not the flavour, it's the tricks. And that's what you see on social media as well.
So when you say tricks, you mean like making shapes with the smoke?
Yeah. It's almost like I'm doing it to look cool. And no one admits that, but I will. It's to look cool. That's what all the kids are doing it for.
How do you get hold of them? Because obviously you're not 18. How do you get hold of the vape products?
So there are some shops that do sell to under 18s, and I get them off quite a lot of my friends. Like my friends, they'll be doing it in school in the toilets and stuff like that, and they can't go a day without doing it.
While more research needs to be done, this is the warning we got from one of the UK's leading doctors for children about how damaging vaping can be.
There are major health problems, including nicotine addiction. So if you start vaping, there is a risk, a small risk, but a definite risk, that you can get a very serious lung disease. People have gone into intensive care units, gone on heart bypass machines because of acute exposure to vaping.
You know, some people I know, they vape, but they're not 100% sure what it does to you in the long term. Could you please explain what some of those risks may be?
In the long term, we just don't know. It's an unknown. It took 30 years to prove that smoking cigarettes cause lung cancer. We don't want to sit on our hands while another fiasco like that develops.
Even the association that represents the UK vaping industry told us they had repeatedly asked the government for stricter regulations to stop children buying vapes.
Because we're a trade body and we don't have any enforcement powers, we really are reliant on the government to look at the current regulations and put some sensible changes in place that we've suggested that would solve a lot of the problem.
Shortly after our investigation was shown on Sky News and Sky Kids, the government announced new measures. They announced the creation of a vape crackdown squad. The squad's officers will have the power to remove vape products from shops that clearly appeal to children. And an investigation will be launched to look into ways to stop underage vaping. And more importantly, in a statement, the government acknowledged its concerns for the rise in young people vaping.
You can still see our special episode, FYI Investigates Kids Who Vape, on Sky Kids On Demand and via our webpage, first.news/FYI.
So you can even report on your own stories on this show, like here's FYI viewer Betty, also known as DJ Sunshine. She's one of the youngest DJs in the country.
Hi, I'm Betty, also known as DJ Sunshine, and I love music. DJ Sunshine in the house.
Hey boy, superstar DJs. Here we go.
I like pop music and electronic. I like listening to music, and my dad thought that he would like to teach me to DJ.
Here we go.
I like how the music goes together, and I also like it how it excites me. I think she's a natural and she's just amazing at it. There's no two words, just amazing.
She's a very good DJ and I reckon she could possibly do this when she's older.
We're having tons of fun and DJ Sunshine's so good.
My teacher in year 2 said to me that I could DJ to the class every Friday. Like, my friends always talk to me about it at school, and then whenever they hear me DJ, they start dancing and having fun.
We're having a really fun time all dancing and watching her.
I put leaflets through everyone in my village doors, and about 100 people came to join my live stream. It was exciting and I was really nervous. I look up to Fatboy Slim. I like his music and I like that his daughter always joins in. He knows about me because when I DJ'd in front of a painting of him, when I sent it on Instagram, Fatboy Slim liked it. I thought that it was exciting and I didn't know what to say.
I think she's hoping to go to space and DJ on the moon.
I want to be an astronaut and a scientist, so I want to be the first DJ in space.
It just shows that kids can do everything.
I think I'll take it further in a way then I'll be famous.
So don't forget, if you have a story or want to report for FYI, you can. Just get your school to set up an FYI News Club. You can watch and discuss the latest episodes with free resources and have your say on FYI, or even report for us. Just head to our webpage at first.news/FYI for more details. So, why has TikTok been fined a whopping £12.7 million by authorities? Well, we looked into this, and it's for failing to protect children's privacy when they use the app.
Yeah, the Information Commissioner's Office, which is in charge of making sure all social media platforms follow the rules, said that TikTok broke the law by processing personal information of children under the age of 13 without asking for their parents' permission.
But this exposed an even bigger issue. You're not even supposed to have an account if you're under the age of 13, but TikTok allowed 1.4 million people under the age of 13 to have an account.
A TikTok statement said that they had invested heavily to stop under 13s using the app.
In other news that caught our eye, the US President, Joe Biden, paid a visit to Northern Ireland.
It was to mark 25 years of peace because of what's known as the Good Friday Agreement, which America helped to negotiate. It brought peace to Northern Ireland after decades of conflict.
Today, I come to Belfast to pledge to all the people of Northern Ireland. The United States of America will continue to be your partner in building the future the young people of our world deserve.
It all started when it became separated from the rest of Ireland in the 1920s, and Northern Ireland became the UK's smallest nation. The tension was between Unionists, who were happy to remain part of the UK, and Nationalists, or Republicans, who wanted to be part of Ireland.
Unionists were mostly Protestant, and Nationalists were mostly Catholic, and in some areas, the communities were separated by a security wall. The Good Friday Agreement involves politicians representing all views, sharing power, but there are still tensions, and Northern Ireland is on high alert for a possible terror attack.
So, Brayden, you have a sweet tooth, right?
Yeah, I like chocolate biscuits, and I do like strawberry flavoured sweets.
So, what about 3D printed cheesecake?
That's gotta be fake, right?
Well, check this out. It's fact. A team of engineers at Columbia University in New York used a 3D printer to make a cheesecake using edible food ink as part of a printed food project.
Cool. Well, a bit of a step up from cake. Check out this 3D printed rocket. It's the world's first 3D printed rocket, which made its launch debut from Florida's Cape Canaveral Space Center. But unfortunately, it failed just 3 minutes into flight and crashed into the Atlantic. So Maya, are you into video games?
Kind of. My brothers used to force me to play them when we were kids.
Well, I love them, and I feel like sometimes when your favourite video game characters get turned into a film, it doesn't always work. But what about the new Super Mario Brothers? Well, we sent FYI News Club member Olivia to check it out.
The Super Mario Bros. Film is about two plumbers,
Mario and his brother Luigi, who find themselves transported through a strange pipe into a magical mushroom kingdom. But they get separated.
What is this place?
I got the chance to interview Anya Taylor-Joy, who plays Princess Peach, the ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, gorgeous hair.
Oh, thank you. Never cut it.
Ever?
Ever.
Wow.
So,
do you think you will one day, or?
Probably, because I think it's getting like split ends and stuff. So
it's just, honestly, a trim's not that bad, I promise. I was the same.
I'll have to do that. So, do you see any elements of yourself in Princess Peach?
Gosh, I think there are things that I hope I am. I hope I'm tough and loving and loyal.
If you can finish this, you're coming with me. Watch and learn.
Do you find any elements of voice acting easier than film acting?
I actually find it harder. So you're projecting your voice a lot when you are doing voice acting, and it's all that you have. And so if you do a 5-hour stint of just screaming, essentially by the end of it, you're like, where am I? What happened? What's going on? It's just so cool to be in a movie with so many of my heroes, specifically Jack Black was just such a big deal for me, and getting to watch them work is so inspiring, and I learned a lot.
It's amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a great day.
Thank you, lovely.
It was really, really fun. It was so exciting. She was so nice, and it was really exciting.
It's currently Ramadan, a holy month in the Islamic faith when Muslims don't eat or drink from dawn until sunset, which is called fasting.
It's a super important time for Muslims all around the world, but not everyone knows loads about it. So, we decided to call in an expert to find out more.
Sabra Ahmedi is one of Britain's youngest imams, which is a faith leader, and he uses social media to teach us about Islam. He's joining us now. So what is Ramadan all about?
So Ramadan is the holiest month in the year for Muslims all over the world. It's a month of fasting. So within Islam there are 5 pillars, and one of the pillars instructs Muslims to fast for that 1 month to work on their spirituality and work on their betterment to become better people throughout the year.
So why do you fast? I mean, surely it's really difficult.
Ramadan and fasting are compulsory for those people who are fit and able.
Yeah.
Like for example, children aren't required to fast, people who are sick, people who are travelling, and the elderly. So actually it's really for the adults, and actually it's a time for us to work on our spirituality, grow as individuals, be kind. It's time for us to be kind to our neighbours, not be rude, not get angry. So it's more than having no food and drink.
So you said it lasts for about a month. What happens at the end of that month?
So at the end of Ramadan, it's an event which over 1 billion Muslims across the world are excited for. It's the Eid celebration. And the Eid celebration gives Muslims the opportunity to thank God for giving us the opportunity to fast and work on our spirituality. So Muslims go in the morning to the mosque, they exchange presents, and it's a really exciting time, not only for children, but for adults as well. Because you pray, families come together, you have loads of food, but also not forgetting that the purpose of Eid is to thank God for the opportunity of giving us to fast.
Now, an interesting one is loads of viewers that watch FYI have been writing in and saying that there should be public holidays and school closures for big Muslim festivals. Do you think that should happen in the UK?
Do you know what, there are so many religions in the world. Like, I think if one community was given that holiday, it'd be unfair on the rest. And also, we don't live in a Muslim country, so we don't expect a holiday.
Well, thanks so much for joining us, Sabra. It's been wonderful speaking to you.
Thanks for having me.
Now, it's not just Ramadan and Eid that are being celebrated. Jews are marking the Passover, and it's been one of the most important times of the year for Christians, Easter. Now, we're going to leave you guys with some images coming in from across the globe.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.